Hi there, this is Sandy with Sewing with Sandy, and I would like to talk a little bit today about the Tula Pink Butterfly quilt. As you finish up all of the blocks, it's then time to start working on sections. And so this is the first section, and Tula has you putting the quilt together in pieces until you get all these sections made. And you can see all my sections are made. And then once those sections are made, you're going to put that quilt together left and right. So here's my right wing, here's my left wing, and I have my body finished. And you can see that all these pieces and parts easily go together with your background. In my case, I used this gray grunge for my background. And so you have your half square triangles that you've been making, and then you have pieces that you cut exactly to fit whatever the pattern says, and then those pieces go to the next, and so on and so forth until the quilt is actually assembled. Once you have the right wing and the left wing finished, you're gonna put them together with your body, and that body is going to go down the center. And then you're going to decide if you want to add the borders per se, top border, bottom border. No side borders are called for in the pattern. And so those top borders, bottom borders, those are just to elongate the quilt so that it's more of a bed shape or more of a rectangular shape. And that's a personal decision. If you Google Tula Butterfly and you look at images, you can see what other people have chosen to do. Some have added those borders, some have chosen not to, and it's just personal preference, and also determined somewhat by how big you want your quilt to be. So this pattern goes together very well. Tula has written great instructions, pictures that are very helpful, and I think it's just pretty self-explanatory on how to actually assemble the quilt once you get all of the blocks finished. You may notice on my quilt here that I only made the large circle blocks, and then I chose to create some alternative blocks for the other circles, mainly because I didn't like making that circle, and it was also my least favorite block in the pattern. One of the things I did was, I love this print from Elizabeth. It's a way old Tula print from the Elizabeth line. So I fussy cut that particular flower and then just put corners on it, added borders to it until it was the right size to fit in that spot. And I just felt like that was kind of circular in nature. So I like the way that looked. Another thing that I did, which looks a little bit odd, but you can see on this particular block that I just did a square and a square, but then I added a bit of the fabric color from the surrounding blocks so that from a distance you can kind of see that transition a little bit into, from my lime green to my teal or turquoise color. It was a really stark, what do I want to say? It was a really stark change in that particular spot. And so that was the way that I solved that. I just transitioned that into it. So make the quilt your own. Do some things that maybe aren't in the pattern just to change it up, and that's perfectly fine. You'll also notice if you look closely at mine, I didn't really follow where the half square triangles went around the outside edges. I had just been making randomly half square triangles with fabrics as I was creating blocks, and when the time came, I just kind of fit them in where I thought they might look. So in the pattern, maybe it might show, 2 oranges and a peach and a pink in a certain configuration. I may not have followed that exactly. I just kind of put them up where they fit in according to what colors. So that's okay too. So again, don't feel like you have to follow the pattern exactly in order to get it to turn out. It is your quilt, and it's always fun to change things up just a little bit and make it your own.